If you've been feeling like you're messed up in life, like everyone else, they're living their best life and you're stuck, this video is for you. I want to talk to the girl in her 20s who is constantly comparing her life and questioning her choices. You are not alone, and I have something important to tell you. I used to believe that by my 25, I will have everything figured out. Dream job, perfect relationships, success, maybe even stability. But the thing is, life doesn't really follow our timelines, and it's one of the hardest lessons to learn, especially when you're doing your best but still feel stuck. And it's also hard watching other people living the dream life. For example, in social medias, it's really easy to assume that all of these people are so happy with their lives, but usually it's just an illusion, and my story proves that. When I was 17, I dreamed of becoming a cabin crew. It felt magical, traveling the world, meeting new people. Sounds like a dream job, isn't it? So I didn't really speak English back then, but I pushed myself so hard to learn. And when I turned 18 years old and everyone went to universities, I got the job of my dreams, working for Aeroflot. By the way, it's like the best airline in Russia. And I was so excited, in the training college, we were studying for 4 months, and I felt, oh, this is it, my life is going to be so amazing. But then reality hit. I didn't travel the world like I imagined. I had maybe only one layover a month and around 14 exhausting turnarounds. There were night shifts, irregular schedules, and arrogant passengers. Because of that, I spent all of my days off just recovering physically and mentally. I didn't have any social life or relationships back then. And I was thinking that I made such a huge mistake in my life. What is this? Is my life gonna look like this forever? And then COVID hit and I felt completely stuck. There were no flights and no salary neither. Meanwhile, on one of the rare layover, I met my ex, and after not that long distance relationships, I moved to Dubai where he lived. And that time relationship started beautifully, and I didn't really pay attention on their small red flags on the way. And I quit my job and started this job-free fancy lifestyle with their luxury parties, fancy dinners, and in general such a carefree, comfortable life. But it wasn't fulfilling me. I wanted to do something for my self-development, and I started studying in Russian university, and I studied there PR and advertising. Unfortunately, after 2 semesters, political issues made it impossible to continue, and honestly, I felt like it was another failure. I wasn't really enjoying this Dubai lifestyle. Yes, sometimes it was fun, but at the same time, it wasn't fulfilling me at all. And I didn't really want to completely depend on the man, even though at that time relationships were quite good. But anyway, I thought maybe it was the wrong airline. So I applied to Emirates and got it on the first try. And it was like another dream came true. I love the start. Emirates training college, amazing destinations, flights to Europe, Asia, and other places I never thought I would see. And this excitement kept me uplifted for a while. But anyway, less than a year in and the same feeling came back. I felt emotionally and physically drained. But at the same time, my life looked so beautiful. I got promoted to business class, I got married, but deeply inside, I didn't feel happy at all. I felt so miserable. At the same time, my relationships were more and more like emotional roller coasters, and my job was hitting me worse and worse. At the same time, everything was falling down. I got everything I dreamed about. My life looks amazing, but why I feel so down? Why do I cry before and after every flight? Why my relationship are less and less healthy? I don't want to go here in details, but I really felt so miserable and was asking myself almost every day, what am I doing with my life? Why do I have everything wedding girls dream about: the dream job, money, husband, life in this amazing city, and I still feel so down. I don't feel happy at all. Then I realized that the problem wasn't in me. The problem was that this job wasn't for me. This man wasn't for me, and probably the city wasn't for me too. So I decided to stop thinking how my life looks like. I didn't care about this anymore. The only thing I started to care is about my own inner happiness. So I quit the job. Shortly after I got divorced, I didn't want to fight for this relationship anymore. And I came back to my parents' home. And yes, it's quite hard to go back to your parents' home without any plan, with no direction when you are just at 24 years old. Yeah, I felt like I failed. But then slowly I started healing. It was hard for the first couple of months. Yeah, I do agree. But slowly, step by step, I started to fall in love with life again. And I started to see how beautiful the life is. And I felt the thing I haven't felt before, and it was freedom. I realized that I'm capable of so many things. I can do whatever I want. I can live whenever I want. And this actually the feeling that the only thing that's important in your life is your own happiness. That's kind of shifted my mind. And once I was completely healed and I didn't feel any attachment to the past dreams or past failures anymore, amazing things started to happen. Like I would say, even like a miracle. I met my man, the one I loved so much, and shortly after I moved to Australia, started university here. And yes, my life might not look that glamorous and fancy how it used to look when I lived in Dubai, but I don't care about this anymore. The only thing I care is about how I feel. And yes, it's still not always easy, but now I feel supported, I feel at peace, and I feel loved. These things are really so important, and I feel like now everything gets completely differently. The same like moving abroad, starting something new, but it feels completely differently because you have the right people next to you and you have a right mindset inside your head. I started to live in the moment and stop chasing anything. Of course, I still have my dreams and I'm doing my small steps toward them. However, I stopped thinking that my life will start once my dream will come true. I started to focus on journey rather than destination. And yes, I have no idea what's going to be in the future or if my dreams will come true, they will fulfill me, but it doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is that now I'm happy and I love my journey. And I really respect my past and everything I went through to become a person I am today. So the life I wanted didn't make me happy. The life that looked perfect wasn't that great at all. But I would have never known unless I tried. And another thing I learned is that we shouldn't be afraid to let things go, to close one door so you will be able to see another. And everything that looks like the end eventually going to be a fresh start. And maybe that's the point. We are not supposed to have everything figured out in our 20s. We're supposed to try, fail, grow, learn, try again, fail again, whatever. And if you're watching this right now and you feel behind in life, you're not. You're on your own path that is teaching you something no one else can understand but you. Your journey is valid, even if it's messy, even if it doesn't make sense yet. Happiness is different for everyone, and you're just looking for your own happiness. Wherever you are in your life right now, just stop comparing yourself to others. People with the dream lives might feel miserable inside. Just stop rushing, stop pushing yourself. Trust your own journey and your own timing. You are not too late, you are not lost. You are learning, growing, becoming the best version of yourself. Your main goal should be to understand who you are and what makes you happy in this life. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful and made you feel a bit better. I'll be happy to see your stories or insights in comments. I love you girls, and remember, you're not alone.